this. Thank you. Thank you. Congratulations. Congratulations there, some worthy winners. Next category tonight in the Literary Awards. Best Descriptive Verse on the Label of a Shampoo Bottle. The nominees are Philippe Gruyère for his work on the Pantene Strength and Shine for Damaged Hair range. Pantene nourishes your hair on the inside and helps strengthen it against damage for shinier hair on the outside. It specifically targets the driest and most damaged parts of your hair for improved shine when used with Pantene conditioner. Margaret Applehead for her description on the label of the Tresemme Moisture Rich shampoo range. The Tresemme Moisture Rich shampoo and conditioner system delivers optimized hydration that targets dryness and locks in moisture where your hair needs it most. Created for daily use, this advanced moisturizing system with vitamin E helps restore vibrancy and makes dry, damaged hair soft without weighing it down. This moisture shampoo delivers a salon-healthy look and enviable shine. And Jonathan Gerhard for his description on the Sunsilk Addictive Shine bottle. We all need a little bit of luxury in our lives, and Sunsilk's Addictive Brilliant Shine injects a little into every day. With 5 natural oils and a delicious summer berry fragrance, it helps smooth your hair to give you a lustrous shine without endless hours of preening. And the winner is Jonathan Gerhard, Sunsilk Addictive Shine range.
This is bullshit. No, I just want to win.
No, Margaret, have some class. Calm down. Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 7. Let me present a little scenario to you. So, just as you walk into the shared toilets at work, a colleague walks out. You haven't seen each other for a while, so you shake hands as jovial, friendly people do. Now, are you more disturbed if their hands are wet or completely dry?
Doctor, you're here. Thank goodness. As you can see, the patient has been put under anaesthetic and they are completely asleep. Everyone is in scrubs and we are all prepped for your direction on how to proceed with this extremely delicate surgery.
Yes!
Okay, where do we start?
Scalpel!
Okay, here you go.
Scalpel!
Sorry, Mr. Dundle. Is this the right one?
Cut!
Yes, cutting. Great idea.
Yes!
Where?
Yes!
Where do we make the incision?
Cut!
Of course, cut.
Scalpel!
You have the scalpel.
Suction!
But we haven't done anything
Suck!
yet. What?
Suck!
Doctor, I think he needs that.
Not needed!
If you say so. You're the expert.
Expert!
Did you find it yet, Doctor? Is that it?
Yes!
Are you sure?
Yes!
Doesn't look like any I've ever seen.
Yes!
Doctor, I don't think that's his gallbladder.
What?
I think that's his penis.
Yes!
I don't think you should have cut that off.
Yes!
Are you sure?
No!
Well, that worked well. What a nice man.
I like to fart and shit and fart and shit and fart and shit and fart. I like to fart and shit and fart and shit and fart and shit and fart. I like to fart and shit and fart and shit and fart and shit and fart. I like to fart and shit and fart and shit and fart and shit and fart.
I like to fart and shit and fart and shit and fart and shit and fart. I like to fart and shit and fart and shit and fart and shit and fart. I like to fart and shit and fart and shit and fart and shit and fart.
Hello there. You know, a lot of people ask me, what's it like being so incredibly perceptive and cultured? I always answer with a dollop of good-natured modesty and suggest that it's a bit like answering the door to a Jehovah's Witness in the nude, satisfying and deserved. Quite often they frown at this, as if this was not quite the answer they were expecting, but fuck 'em. I haven't the time or inclination to explain my witticism to peons whose idea of culture is to not change the channel during a French perfume commercial. Be that as it may, I do feel it necessary to spread a bit of literary art to those less attuned to it in the hope that it may make some small drill hole in their concrete souls that a small sunbeam of beauty may one day have a minute skerrick of a hope of shining into. To do this, I present an excerpt from my unilaterally acclaimed book, Troubled Geniuses Incorporated, an analytical look at the works of this mysterious band of roaming poets, which was described by one well-known critic, Gerald Crutch, as surprisingly thin. In this piece you will find not only the wonderfully profound poem Buttocks on a Moonlit Night, but also my critique of it, so you are getting two pieces of literary magic for the price of one. Find a better deal than that anywhere else, I dare you. Buttocks on a Moonlit Night. My face explodes at the speed of sound, and slowly drifts away. Lesbians sun themselves on a midnight shore. Nothing smells like your eyes. This poem is as interesting as it is irrelevant to anything useful in modern society. Yet one finds oneself asking the question to oneself, do I give a flaming bugger? The answer notwithstanding, this poem is a popular favourite, as opposed to an unpopular favourite, of Troubled Genius fans everywhere. The opening line, my face explodes, is nothing if not an exciting start to a poem. Almost a big-budget blockbuster of an opening line. Juxtapose the pacey barnstorming thrill of that line with the somewhat laconic second line, and slowly drifts away. And you come up with some very interesting ideas, indeed, about what the poet was trying to convey. Is the poet asking him or herself, is the speed of sound slower if I speak slower? Probably not, but it is worth half a ponder over some carrot cake and a macchiato late one Thursday afternoon. Another remarkable point of interest is the use of the word your as the penultimate word of the poem. What is the writer trying to suggest? Using your as a penultimate word is a radically unorthodox tack for the writer to take, and it certainly caused a great deal of murmuring and consternation amongst not only literary circles but the public at large at the time of its publication. Look through all the poems you have at your disposal and see how many have your as a penultimate word. I will eat my own scrotal tissue if you can name more than 3. I first read this poem sometime in the mid-90s. I was sculpting a bust of that fine and universally revered cultural icon, Corey Haim, that was to be placed in the car park of the 24-hour McDonald's at Stanmore in Sydney. I would recite this poem to myself repeatedly in order to induce an artistic trance as I carved Corey's intricately shaped jowl. And as anyone who has driven past Stanmore McDonald's will know, the results speak for themselves. Good night. Always remember that we are the asteroid. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I like to fart and shit and fart and shit and fart. I like to fart and shit and fart and shit and fart. Don't you, ladies and gentlemen?
And now it's time for Who Wants to Be Really Quite Wealthy?
Hello and welcome to Who Wants to Be Really Quite Wealthy. I'm Brandon Teeth. But who likes money? I bet you do. Well, let's play Who Wants to Be Really Quite Wealthy? I'm dying inside. Well, let's meet our first contestant, Barry Gormless. Barry is a part-time quantity surveyor, and his hobbies are backgammon and felching. G'day. Nice one, Barry. Kill me. I cannot clear my mind of hate. Well, now let's meet our other contestant, Dot Appleby. And Dot, I believe you have a very dull personal anecdote to tell us from your boring, useless little life.
Yes, I do. I was out in my garden one day, and I planted some lovely azaleas in my rockery. When I had a closer look at the planting guide that came with the plant, and it said plant them in full sunlight. But you see, I planted them in a partly shaded area. Well, I mean, I was so embarrassed I could have just died.
What a funny story. Could have died, eh? Oh, such a shame you didn't.
So I was in two minds about whether to move them, but then the chrysanthemums I had in the...
Thanks, Dot. I want to put you in a shallow grave. Who Wants to Be Really Quite Wealthy will be back once we have fixed some minor glitches in our host's personality. Thermopylae Daybake by Stuart Buckland with Martin Viski and Ben Wiggins. Have you ever noticed that the higher quality the disposable razor, the more impossible it is to get out of the packet? This is an Angry Chimp podcast.